Hi, third graders. It's me, Mr. Graham here. I'm going to read a little bit more of Roderick Rules, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I'm going to make an assumption and guess that Mrs. Graham left off in December. So that's where I'm going to start at, page 156 in December. It was Saturday. You remember how I said Mom and Dad were going to eventually find out about Roderick's party? Well, it finally happened today. Mom sent Dad out to pick up the pictures from Thanksgiving, and when Dad got back, you could tell he wasn't happy about something. The picture in Dad's hand was from Roderick's party. It looked like one of Roderick's friends accidentally took a picture with Mom's camera, which she keeps on the shelf above the stereo. And when we took the picture, it captured the whole scene. Not a very good scene. Roderick tried to deny that he had a party, but everything was right there in the picture, so there really wasn't any point. Mom and Dad took away Roderick's car keys and told him his punishment is that he's not allowed to leave the house for a whole month. They were even mad at me because they said I was Roderick's accomplice, so I got hit with a 2-week video game ban. Sunday. Mom and Dad had been all over Roderick's case ever since they found out about his party. Roderick usually sleeps in until 2 in the afternoon on weekends, but today Dad made Roderick get out of bed at 8 a.m. Making Roderick get out of bed early is a pretty big blow to him, because Roderick loves to sleep. One time last fall, Roderick slept for 36 hours straight. He slept all the way from Sunday night until Tuesday morning, and he didn't even realize he missed a whole day of his life until Tuesday night. He's saying, hey, where's Monday Night Football? But it looks like Roderick has found a way around the new 8 o'clock rule. Now, when Dad tells Roderick to get out of bed, Roderick just drags his stuff upstairs with him, and he sleeps on the couch until it's time for dinner. So I guess you got to give this round to Roderick. On Tuesday. Mom and Dad are going away again this weekend, and they're dropping me and Roderick off at Grandpa's. They said they were going to let us stay at home, but we proved we can't be trusted on our own. Grandpa lives over in Leisure Towers, which is this old folks' home. I had to spend a week there with Roderick a few months ago, and it was the low point of my whole summer. Manny is staying with Grandma this weekend, and I'd give anything to trade places with him. Grandma always has her fridge stocked with soda and cake and stuff like that, and she has cable TV with all the movie channels. The reason Manny is going to Grandma's is because Manny is Grandma's favorite. And all you need to do is take one look at her refrigerator for the proof. But if anyone ever accuses Grandma of showing favorites, she gets all defensive. I love all my grandchildren the same. And you can see her fridge is there with all the pictures on it still. And it's not just the pictures on the fridge either. Grandma has Manny's drawings and stuff hanging up all over the house. The only thing that Grandma has from me is this note I wrote her when I was 6. I was mad at her because she wouldn't give me any ice cream before dinner. So here's what I wrote. This is not nice. I'm not even going to repeat it. Not nice. Grandma still has that note all these years, and she's still holding it over my head. And this is what my wonderful grandson Gregory made for me. Showing one of her friends. That's why you don't write those kind of things. It's not nice. I guess every grandparent has their favorite, and I can understand that. But at least Grandpa is upfront about it. Gregory is my favorite. Saturday. Well, Mom and Dad dumped me and Roderick off at Grandpa's today, just like they said they were going to do. I started looking for ways to entertain myself, but there's nothing in Grandpa's condo that's fun to do. So I just sat down with him and watched TV. But Grandpa doesn't even watch real shows. He just keeps his TV tuned to the security camera that's in the front lobby of his building. And after a few hours of that, you start to go a little nuts. Oh, sure, Barry Grossman has time to go out for a 3-hour walk, but he doesn't have time to return my vacuum. Just watching security cam footage, I guess. At about 5 o'clock, Grandpa makes us dinner. Grandpa makes this awful thing called watercress salad, and it's the worst thing you've ever tasted. It's basically a bunch of cold green beans and cucumbers floating in a pool of vinegar. That sounds awful. Roderick knows I hate watercress salad more than anything, so the last time we stayed at Grandpa's, Roderick made sure to pile it on my plate. I had to sit there and choke down every bit so Grandpa's feelings wouldn't be hurt. And guess what I got a reward for? Cleaning my plate. Here you go. His grandpa gave more watercress salad. Tonight, Grandpa gave us our salad, and I acted like I was going to eat it. But then I just stuffed it all in my pocket when no one was looking. It felt pretty disgusting when the cold vinegar started running down my leg, but believe me, it was about 1,000 times better than having to eat it. After dinner, the three of us went into the living room. Grandpa has all these really old board games, and he always makes me and Roderick play them with him. He has this one game called Gutbusters, where one player reads a card and the other player tries not to laugh. I always beat Grandpa, mostly because the jokes don't make any sense to me. And here's the joke that Greg tells him. Putting economic policy before fiscal responsibility is like putting the cart before the horse. Ha ha ha. I always beat Roderick too, but that's because Roderick loses on purpose. Whenever it's my turn to read a card, he makes sure he has a big mouthful of milk. Bwah ha 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 ha. Gross. At 10 o'clock, I was ready for bed, but Roderick called the couch, and that meant I had to sleep with Grandpa again. All I can say is, if Mom and Dad were trying to teach me a lesson for covering for Roderick, well, mission accomplished. Could you put my teeth in that glass? Sunday. Roderick has a big science fair project due right before Christmas break, and it looks like Mom and Dad are making Roderick do this one all by himself. Last year, Roderick's science project was called Does Watching Violent Movies Make People Think Violent Thoughts? I guess the idea was to have people watch horror movies and then draw pictures afterward to show how the movies affected them. But it was really just an excuse for Roderick and his friends to watch a bunch of horror movies on school nights. Roderick's friends got the movie watching part done, but they didn't draw a single picture. And the night before the science fair, Roderick didn't have anything to show for himself. So me, Mom, and Dad had to bail Roderick out. Dad typed up the paper, Mom made the poster board stuff, and I had to draw a bunch of pictures. I did my best to imagine what teenagers would draw after watching violent movies. The thing that really stinks is that I caught heat from Mom when she saw my drawings, because she said they were disturbing. And that's why I was only allowed to watch G-rated movies for the rest of the year. Here's the pictures you drew. There we go. But if you want to talk about disturbing, you should have seen some of the stuff Manny was coming up with those days. One night, Roderick accidentally left one of his horror movies in the DVD player. And when Manny went to turn on cartoons the next day, he got Roderick's movie instead. I came across a couple of Manny's drawings after that, and some of them were enough to give me nightmares. That's pretty weird looking. Tuesday. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call it quits there, guys. But I will pick up on page 172 on Tuesday. And yeah, I think I'll probably read another one the next time you guys see me. So keep reading. I hope you come back for the next chapter, or, well, not chapter, but next part of the book. See you guys.